Hey everybody, Brian Wong here. I'm trying this for the first time. I wanted to wait for a device that was easy enough to be able to video blog wherever I was, and now that I have this fancy, shiny, I need to have the latest device, glassy object, I felt inclined to be able to answer some questions. So I figured a good idea would be where would I get questions? And Formspring seems to be where I seem to be getting a lot of questions, and I've been posting a lot of responses, but since I'm a lazy shit, I want to be able to answer these questions while I am, you know, on the go. So let's see if I can answer a few questions here. So the first one I'm going to show you is, well, the first one's kind of lame, but the second one I'd like to answer because, as you can see, I haven't answered it for 2 weeks because I've been thinking about it. This is a question that I can't really put into a post because there's so much more that I want to be able to say to people. So the question is, what advice would you give to an aspiring entrepreneur in high school? Well, I'll say this. A lot of young entrepreneurs are, on the edge of a cliff and sort of, going, oh, I don't know if I should jump. Like, someone tell me not to. Like, someone convince me and tell me all the reasons why I shouldn't jump. And very few people tell them all the reasons why they should. And what I would say is that people like to focus way too much on the reasons why they shouldn't do something. They don't like to focus on the enablers or the things in their life that provide them with the strength to be able to pursue whatever it is that they want to pursue. So if you really do want to go for something, and by implying that you're an aspiring entrepreneur, you're telling me that you really do want to be an entrepreneur. And if you really want to go for something, you go for it. And so I'm usually that guy that's at the edge of the cliff that gives you that little nudge. And if I can do that to, just a few people in this lifetime, and to get them actually going on something that they really love and really have a fulfilling and fruitful life, I will feel blessed. And so what I have to say is, when you're in high school, there's a lot of barriers. You're youth, you're young. I mean, you've got people who have misconceptions about younger people. There's a little bit of a movement that I think is happening right now in the tech space, especially, where younger entrepreneurs are being viewed as being much more powerful than before, because there's much lower of a startup cost to create companies that can change the world. I mean, how much money did Kevin Rose spend? I mean, how much money did Mark Zuckerberg spend? And usually money and financial support seems to be one of the biggest barriers in the beginning. So now you have the ability to not have that constraint. So take that, make the most out of it, and don't forget that there are people around you that will always want to help you. There are people that have what I call the good quota, where they have done this before. They were young once. Not everybody is always old. I mean, you might argue that some people have been old their entire lives, but I won't comment more on that. But there are people who are young and have that youthful aspect about them, even that now that they're a little bit older and have been doing a lot of work and have been in the industry for a while, they want to be able to take you under their wing and to be able to help you. And if you have genuine intentions and you are, well informed, at least to a certain extent, and you know what you want, it doesn't hurt to ask. And so one of the most underrated things that I like to say that the human race has always have yet to been taking full advantage of is the ability to just ask. It's not soliciting, it's asking, because if you don't ask for help, no one will know how to help you. And so that's the first thing that I think a lot of younger entrepreneurs forget. And so there are always people there out to help you and support you. And when you're an aspiring entrepreneur, you have that will, you have that spark. Don't let it die, don't let it become stale, and just go for it. So that's it. And if you want to submit more questions, go to formspring.me/Brian Wong. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you soon.